Hello, welcome, you guys. I'm so excited to be here. All right, let me remove this. Hold up. I would say we had tech trouble today, but it wasn't as bad as it usually is. So we're all good. I'm not even going to put that out in the universe. Welcome. Thank you all for coming. All right. So today's topic is going to be how to thrive in your career in 2025. As a woman of color, I want you to thrive. I just don't want you to survive the next 4 years. I want you to thrive, to know that you can get through whatever is going on in your career and life, and also know that there is there is something at the end of the tunnel. Okay, so no more like I hear people like, I'm just trying to survive, I'm just trying to keep my head above water, or I'm just trying to keep my job. Let's talk about how we can actually thrive. And the difference between surviving and thriving: thriving is happiness, abundance, getting what you want. Surviving is taking scraps and being thankful for it. Surviving is like, my mental health is down the drain. I hate where I'm at, but I got this measly paycheck coming in. That's not what we want. We want to thrive in 2025. So if you all are announcing, putting out there that for the rest of 2025, we are thriving. Let me get some hands up, some thrives in the comments. Y'all, we are thriving in 2025, especially as Black women and women of color. This is our new mission: to thrive, not just to survive, but to thrive. And in that spirit, I'm going to give you all a little bit of like non-traditional advice. I see all the things on LinkedIn and Instagram, like update your resume, update your LinkedIn. Yes, we want to do that, but is that going to help you thrive? Right? A lot of us are just being in survival mode right now. And it's not healthy for your spirit, your body, your mind, or your career. It's not even healthy for your finances to be in survival mode all the time. At some point, you need to be able to relax. You need to be able to thrive. Okay. So if you are a woman of color that needs to thrive, pay attention, focus. And if you know a woman of color, whether Black, Hispanic, Asian, you all, when we get in corporate America, we all have the same similar experiences. Tag this out, share this with her. We need to get this message out that we are thriving in 2025. We're not just going to be satisfied with surviving. Even with all of the nonsense going on, okay? And so here's my first tip, that even before I introduce myself, I realized I want you all to think about your mindset and your mental health. Your mindset and your mental health needs to be priority at this time. If every time you get on Instagram, it's like doom scrolling, and it's like breaking news, right? Breaking news. This is you lost this right. This is now going on. Now you not now we ain't got birthright citizenship, right? Like, if you see all of this stuff going on and it is like making your heart race, it is okay to give yourself a break. It is okay not to look at the daily list of layoffs. It is okay not to doom scroll on Instagram. You can still be aware without shocking your system, okay? Which, and the way you could do that is not get on this stuff every day. Not get on this every day, okay? Especially negativity, right? It will always be there. If you take 2 days off, guess what? You will still see all of the breaking news that you missed. You will still be able to get back on and see all the companies they're laying off. But you have to think about your mindset and your mental health first. Is the top priority if you want to thrive. If you don't make your mindset and your mental health a top priority, there's no way you're going to thrive in your career or your life in 2025. This is not going to happen. You're just going to be in survival mode. Okay. All right. So let me kind of start over and introduce myself, but that was on my spirit. I had to get that out. Hey, how are you all? If you're new to my channel or new to my network, welcome. I'm Latrice Huff, career and leadership coach to ambitious women of color. It's my mission and my movement to put more women of color in leadership roles and put more income and more money in the hands of women of color. Because when we have more finances, we change the world. We invest in our communities and in our family, right? So I do talk a lot about how you can thrive mentally and financially, right? We don't just want to, thrive and be struggling in our finances or career. We want to be satisfied and thriving in both. Okay. So if you're new, if you're like, Latrice, I need to hear some positivity, I want to know how I can thrive in my career and my finances, then be sure to follow me on LinkedIn or YouTube and hit the notification bell twice. You got to hit it twice so you can get notified when I go live. All right. So hit it twice. And typically I go live every Monday, but we had appointments on Monday, so now we're doing it on Tuesdays, and the show Tuesday this week. And the show will continue. Next week, we're going to go back to Monday. Okay. So, going back to my number one tip about making your mindset and your mental health a priority. One of the things that I recommend to all of my clients right now is therapy. And you can get therapy and support in a number of ways. It could be with your pastor, it could be therapy online, it could be actually going to a therapist. But I highly, highly recommend therapy. If you're in between jobs, if you're pivoting, if you're in transition, they actually have programs and nonprofits out there that will subsidize your therapy sessions. Yes. So I want to say the Loveland Foundation is one, but you can just Google like mental health grants, mental health for women, mental health for Black women, and you can get a list of companies and nonprofits that will actually give you vouchers so that you can get free therapy. Because this is one of the main things I hear is like, I can't afford it right now, right? My company only allows us to use the, is it like the EAP program, like you only get like 1 or 2 sessions and that wasn't enough. And then sometimes you're thrown with a therapist that doesn't understand you. So there are foundations out there, there are sites out there. I found my therapist on the Directed Therapy for Black Girls. You can also, if you're on my mailing list, I'm going to be sending out resources. If you want to get on my mailing list, just hit pivot, put pivot in the comments, and I'll give you all the link to the free workshop that I have, how to pivot, how to successfully pivot as a woman of color beyond 40. And you will be on my mailing list. And I'm going to be emailing and sending out the resources that I'm mentioning in this live. Okay. So just put pivot in the comments. You'll get access to the to the workshop, and you'll get access to all the resources that I'm mentioning today in this live, including the foundations and the directories to help you find that. But I highly recommend this. Okay. This needs to be step one, is thinking about your mental health and your mindset. Okay. Step two, when we're going along with support, right now, you guys, you need a mentor or a coach. You want to thrive in your career. And a lot of my clients now, honestly, you guys, and we're going to get to this in another step, but they're starting businesses. And they need some help with the business. There is nothing wrong with getting help and support. So you should be looking for a mentor or a coach to help you in your career or business right now. There's no need to do this by yourself. So just hint, hint, spoiler alert, everything that I'm going to share with you all is going to be about how you can get support. It's no way you're going to thrive in a bubble isolated by yourself. And this is not the time to even try. We're putting down the capes. We no longer being these independent, lonesome people. We doing things with community and support, and we're all going to raise up and be better for it. That's how you're going to thrive. Okay. So get yourself a coach or a mentor. I'm working with my clients. People ask me, am I taking on new clients? I am not taking on any private clients right now, but I do have group workshops because I truly group programs because I truly believe in community. And I have a special going on for my VIP sessions. If you want to have a VIP intensive session with me where we break down your career and what your next steps are and strategies, or your business, and then you also get 30 days of support via Slack for that. My clients have been having amazing, amazing results with that with that program. And one of the things that we are doing right now for that particular VIP service is we're offering $500 off. So if you're interested in that, you can just message me VIP and I'll go ahead and send you the link. We'll get on a call, see if it's a good fit, and then get you scheduled. But I highly recommend you find some level of support. Okay. I can tell you all now, my just yesterday I had one client, she just got a $300,000 remote role. It's a contract role, but it's 300K and it's remote. I just had another client get a $180,000 offer. You guys, companies are hiring, but they're hiring a different way. And it is okay for you to get support. It is okay for you to get support and help from someone who has been through this or has helped others. So right now, once you get your therapist, then the next step be a coach or a mentor. And a mentor doesn't need to be in your organization, but they should be in your desired field. Okay. So a lot of times people are like, I asked my boss to be a mentor and she said no. Okay, no worries. There's so many other people that out here. I found my first mentor, you guys, right on LinkedIn. Right on LinkedIn. I reached out to this guy and I was just telling him, like, hey, I'm looking for a mentor. I was in transition. I knew I was going to be doing some different things, and he seemed great. And he was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. He told me no. He was like, no, I don't think we'll be a good fit, but I'm going to refer you to this other person. He referred me to my other person. She was a great mentor, helped me so much, helped me get my first clients when I went in my business, helped me get promoted in my company. It was an amazing. I can tell you all so much. I may do like a whole nother live on the power of mentorship, but it doesn't have to be that hard to find a mentor or a coach. You just want someone who can help you, guide you, trusted, that you can run your ideas by and can help you see your blind spots, right? But the goal of a coach and a mentor is they're going to help you get results, where a therapist, they get results, but it's more like healing. Okay. It's more healing. Those are the difference. You want to thrive. You do have to make sure you're working on your mindset and healing, but you also got to take action. And a coach and a mentor is going to help you take action and get fast results. This is how you're going to be thriving in your career and business in 2025. Okay. And then community. You guys, you need a community. For the longest time, when I started my business, I was like, I know everything. I don't need a community. Y'all, entrepreneurship can be a lonely, lonely game. When I found my community, when I tell you, I talk to these people every week. Amazing, amazing community. And I found my community through a coach. And even though I'm no longer in that program, I'm still in touch with that community. Like, we've created now our own community. When I was working in corporate, I had a community. I was heavily involved in my like associations and things like that, but you need a community. A community. And I'm going to talk more about professional organizations, but a community can look any way. You need a trusted community who support you. If you're looking to thrive, you're looking to get a doctorate, you're looking to make six figures, you're looking to make 300K in a remote role, your community is so important because they can bring you up or they can pull you down. I advise that you join a community where the people in there are doing slightly better than you. Right? Do not be scared. They're going to help you. They're going to support you. You want to be around people who understand you. You also want to be in a community where you trust them and they trust you, meaning a community that either looks like you or have similar interests as you, because you want a trusted community. You want to be able to like go in bright and be like, God, can y'all believe what happened today? Right? That's what you want. And you want to be able to trust that they're going to pour into you instead of drain you. Okay. Family and friends can be a sense of community, but when it comes to career or business, they may not always be the ones to completely understand, right? So you can find a community right on Facebook, right on LinkedIn. Again, I found my community through my coach. My programs, my coaching programs, all of them offer communities inside. Even my VIP program, you get access to the community for 30 days. So community is so important, especially right now, where it is so much drama going on around us. Like no fault of your own, right? It's just drama. It's tariffs. There's no tariffs. It's maybe wars, maybe not wars. You know, like maybe layoffs, not layoffs. Yes, now we're doing layoffs. Grants getting cut in stable industries that were never doing layoffs are now losing their funding, right? So it's a lot of things going on. Use that community to support you, to know that even in the midst of all of these things happening, you can thrive and you need a community. Okay. So, in saying that, if you're like Latrice, I'm loving this, I feel like I need a community and I'm looking to transition, put pivot in the comments. You're going to get access to my free workshop, How to Pivot as a Woman of Color Beyond 40. And in that, we will talk about the power of community. You will also get access to my network and my community when you sign up for that free workshop. Okay. Let me also say this, and where we're at number 4, and I hinted on how like my clients are being contractors and things like this. One of the things that I recommend everyone do right now is start an LLC. It is easier than ever, at least in most states. It is going to be your own way of creating a backup plan. And I hear people like, I don't want to start my business, I don't want to find clients. One, it's not that hard to find clients, to be honest. Two, you can have your LLC to work for another company, to have a backup. Not just one, I've had several clients, especially recently, where companies that usually hire employees feel more comfortable hiring contractors in 1099s, but they want them to have an LLC, right? And you will make more money. You can set your own rate. Sometimes you get the LLC and not do much with it, but I highly recommend right now to give yourself more options, to have a backup plan, and to thrive in your career and business in 2025. You need to start the LLC. And if you have one, make sure that bad boy is active, up to date, all the things. I've made that mistake myself where it's like, oh, I have it, but am I using it? Maybe I'm not. Making sure that everything is up to date. Okay. Hey, Rita, thank you so much for saying pivot. Thank you for watching, Rita. We'll get you that link so that you can go ahead and get access to that workshop. All right, here's my last bonus one. You want to thrive in 2025, you need to surround yourself with a professional organization. And there are so many out there. For every single industry, there is some sort of professional organization. You can be building your network through this professional organization, through LinkedIn, through groups, but get in some sort of professional organization. This can be different from your community. Okay, I want to say that your community wants to be a place, yes, you can vent, let your hair down, take your bra off, feeling like, oh, the professional network is going to be a little different. This is you, little more polished, little more on. We're not going to be going in there complaining, but we are going to be building our network. We are going to be looking at potential opportunities. You want to thrive. The best way to do that is to know that you have opportunities and that you can create your own opportunities. And you create your own opportunities by having a network, and access to different opportunities. Okay. All right. So just to recap how we're going to thrive in 2025, the first thing we're going to do is make our mindset and mental health a priority. No excuses, no pass and go. This is non-negotiable. And if you're like, Latrice, but I got this, I got that, I can hardly sleep, let alone see a therapist or let alone talk to a pastor or someone about my spirituality. Okay, read a book, listen to a podcast, but you have to do something to help your mental health. And if you are saying that you have zero time in the day, then that is even more reason why you need to make your mental health a priority. And you need to talk to someone so they can help you carve out some time. Okay. Number 2, you need a mentor or a coach right now. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Find yourself a good mentor, a good coach that's going to help you through some rocky times and show you how to thrive. Preferably someone who has been there before, done it themselves, or helped others do it. Okay. And a mentor, your mentor does not need to work in your company. Just know that you can look outside your company, outside your organization for a mentor. Number three is you need a trusted community that is going to lift you up. This is the only, if you think you're going to be thriving in a bubble, it ain't happening. You're fooling yourself. You need a community that's going to uplift you, and it needs to be trusting. This is why sometimes our family, although they mean well, may not be the best community. If you're telling your family like, "Hey, yeah, I'm looking for a $200,000, role, and I want it by the end of August," and they're like, "Girl, the job market crazy. You ain't gonna get that. Who you know make that much money? Big money." That's not the community I'm talking about. You need another community, okay? Especially surrounding like if especially business. You need a community for your business and career to thrive. And then number 4, get yourself an LLC. Get yourself an LLC. That's the head as backup plan career. You can create your own opportunities. Get yourself an LLC. And then number 5, you need that professional network. I recommend professional associations to start. It's just the easiest way. No matter what industry you in, no matter how niche, what they say, like underwater basket weaving, you can find an association for it, right? So I hear people sometimes of like, oh, my industry doesn't have an association. And I'll be like, well, what's your industry? And they're like, oh, forensic finance or something, forensic accounting. And I look it up and it's an association for it, right? So just know you can find a professional community. You need both. A professional community is also going to be something you can tap into and access when you have challenges and things coming up at work and you don't want to necessarily go to somebody in your company. Okay. So it's rationale and reasonings behind all 5 of these. I recommend you take what I've said and think about 2. Which 2 things can you start implementing today or tomorrow? I like to say things to try tomorrow. Don't get in the live and be like, oh, this was great. What are you going to take away from this? What are you going to take away? Put it in the comments. I want to know one thing you're like, I'm going to try this tomorrow. You're going to try this tomorrow, or this was your biggest takeaway. Put it in the comments. Announce it to the world. Are you going to get a therapist? Are you going to get yourself a coach or a mentor? Are you going to join a professional association? These are things that you can do today or tomorrow that won't take a lot of time, but will make a big impact in your life and will help you thrive in 2025. And that is what we want right now. Okay. All right. As you all are enjoying your lunch, because I like to do this at lunchtime, thank you for joining. Give me a hey, hi, make sure I love to shout you all out. If you're interested in working with me, like I said, I am accepting VIP clients for a VIP 1-day intensive, and we're actually doing a special for $500 off. That during that intensive, you're going to come to me with like, Latrice, this is where I'm at. I'm in transition. I would like to pivot. I'm going to help you come up with strategies, action steps, and a path to get there. You're going to walk away knowing exactly what you need to do, what your brand is, and you will get a 90-day career plan. So you have a 90-day plan as well, and then you get 30 days of support via Slack. If you're interested in that, just message me and you can just DM me VIP, and I'll send you a link so we can book a quick call. We can chat and see if this is for you. Because we're also offering $500 off on that special. But I am so excited that you all were able to join me. Thank you, Karen. Thank you for saying it was very uplifting. I appreciate that. This is why I do this. Is so much things online that are going to bring us down and only talk about the negativity and only these terrible things, where it's like, okay, we can still thrive. We're not going to be ignorant to what's going on in the world, but we're also not going to put ourselves down. We can be uplifting and inspired and know that we can thrive in 2025. I'll leave y'all with this. I have this like YouTuber I follow. I think it's like Tabitha Speaks or Tabitha Speaks Politics. And she has this picture and it's like, the world burning and like women like drinking and talking and having fun. Yo, you can thrive. You can thrive. Things will settle down. but you can thrive in 2025 in your career and business. All right, that's what I want to leave you with. So thank you all for joining. I really appreciate it, and you all have a good day. Bye.